Another emotion that many of you guys know is fear. This fear is something that for many of us, especially if you're a teen, it has paralyzed you more than anything, right? Maybe you go to sleep knowing that you have a test coming up. And if you're Asian like I am, you have a lot of pressure. People putting their hopes in you. And if your parents were poor, my parents were not rich, they were poor. I only had 3 pairs of shoes throughout all of high school. For all of us, we have fear. And for someone like me, when I was younger, I had expectations of my parents, of my grandparents. They spent all this time, they immigrated to America so that they could give me just opportunity. And so I remember going to sleep at night, getting ready for my AP tests, getting ready for my SATs, and hearing the echoes of what I was to do. And what arose in my heart wasn't excitement, it was fear. And I couldn't sleep the whole night. You know why? Because I thought of all the things that could happen, that would happen if I failed. I saw in my mind the images of my mom and dad's just disapproval as they would shake their heads saying, I sent you to the after-school program. How can you fail? And as I'm thinking about, as I was in this aspect of just thinking and worrying about all these other things, I couldn't sleep. I had a sleepless night. And I remember I took my AP history test and I fell asleep during my essay because I was so worried. But that worrying definitely did not help. It paralyzed me. At the end, I barely passed. What I should have got a much better score, I didn't because of the very fact that I worried. And I think that's a situation that many of us are in, and that is we are paralyzed by our fear and we let it just completely envelop us. And eventually that pressure pushes down and down until we collapse and we end up not even being able to begin because of the unfound, unnecessary, unwarranted worry and fear we have in our hearts. How can you channel fear positively? Fear, again, is not a bad thing in itself. Fear actually saves all of us from dying, from doing stupid things, from doing things that we will regret later. Fear of consequence. Let's say your friends tell you, okay, yo, let's steal something or let's do something. Maybe you've been in that situation before. Fear stops you from shoplifting. Maybe you know that if you shoplift, then there will be a consequence, right? It might be a mark on your record if it goes more than a misdemeanor. You don't know. And so the thing is, we have fear to help kind of temper the different things as a teen or even as an adult that we want to do that we shouldn't do. Even touching a hot stove, maybe you would touch it if you didn't have fear. When we settle into fear, remember this is the theme of the whole emotions. If we settle into fear, then it will paralyze us. It will stop us from doing anything. But if we allow fear to be channeled positively, we move from the fear towards where we need to go. If you are so worried about how you're going to do on the test, instead of lying in your bed, I think it is much more indicative to maybe review your flash notes. Just kind of refresh your mind and allow yourself to channel that productivity. Maybe that fear was because you didn't study enough. And maybe that will drive you to studying to help you get a better grade on that test. And that's the thing. Fear, if you channel positively, you use that to better yourself and be more ready for a situation. But if you allow yourself to settle in it, then all you do is waste time by worrying about something that could happen, should happen, would happen, and will happen because it will be a self-fulfilling prophecy.